Hello friends, hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Okay, so we are continuing the Jesus Storybook Bible by Sally Lloyd Jones, and it has been really cool to go through just these stories and seeing again how the hero is Jesus, how everything in the Old Testament points to Jesus, and now we're in the New Testament and we are going through the Gospels, seeing the life of Jesus, miracles he's done, and so forth. Yesterday we went through, let me see what's the name of it. The story was called The Captain of the Storm, and this is when Jesus calmed the storm with his disciples in it. And today we're going to be talking about the feeding of the 5,000, and it's based on Matthew 14, Mark 6, and Luke 9. And this chapter is called Filled Full. All right, so let's get started. There were once 5,000 tired and hungry and probably very grumpy people sitting on a hillside wanting their dinner. They'd come to hear Jesus that day. They came before breakfast, staying all morning, all afternoon, and way past dinner. No one had meant to be out there that long, but that's how it was, listening to Jesus, and as if time didn't exist. People could listen to Jesus for hours, and on this particular day, that's just what they did. But they hadn't brought enough food, and they couldn't just go and buy themselves a burger and fries to go because, of course, they were in the middle of nowhere with no shops or restaurants. Besides, that kind of food wasn't invented yet. So obviously they didn't have Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, none of that, all right? What would they do? Jesus' friends had an idea. Let's send everyone home for dinner, was their suggestion. So here we go. Here's Jesus with some of his disciples, and you have all the people here listening to Jesus and a little grumpy and hungry because they've been out there the whole day. They don't need to go, Jesus said. You can give them something to eat. Did Jesus want them to travel all the way to town and buy food for everyone? Jesus' friends panicked. But we don't have enough money. What food do you have? Jesus asked. Go and see. Now, there was a little boy in the crowd. He had brought a lunch that his mother had made for him that morning. Smart mother. He looked at his 5 loaves and 2 fish. Man, this kid, either he can eat a lot or that was just enough for like the whole day. Like she was like, here's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, like my kids wouldn't even finish a whole fish. I'm just saying. So he was probably a kid that ate a lot. That wasn't much, not nearly enough for 5,000, but it was all they had. I have some, he said. Jesus' friends laughed when they saw his little lunch. I heard, what was it, a pastor called it like, Lunchables, his Lunchables. That's not nearly enough, they said, but they were wrong. Jesus knew it didn't matter how much the little boy had. God would make it enough, more than enough. Jesus said, bring me what you have. And so the little boy gave Jesus his lunch. Jesus winked at the little boy and whispered in his ear, watch. How in the world would Jesus feed everyone with just this? Jesus' friends said, because they thought it was impossible. They were like, that can't happen. Like, we're gonna feed 5,000 people with this little Lunchable. But Jesus knew the one who made all the fish in the oceans. And Jesus knew the one who in the very beginning had made everything out of nothing. How hard would something like this be for someone like that? Something like stepping back and looking at that, like, yes, that seemed like obviously impossible. But I love how she's like, he made all the fish. He made everything out of nothing. So if anything, this is actually really good because he has something to make or to multiply, right? So I love how he's like, remind yourself of the Creator. Remind yourself what he did at one point. Remind ourselves in some situations we think, man, this is impossible, this can't happen. That God is omniscient and he can do everything. And Jesus was and he is God, okay? All right, so I love this picture over here because you see Jesus and the young boy, and Jesus is holding, right, the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, and it looks huge. Obviously, it looks like we're like zoomed in, but he's like carrying it like it's something big, right? I love it. Continuing. Jesus took the little boy's lunch, looked up to heaven, and thanked his Father. So we have to be grateful for anything and everything that we have, even if it's just the smallest little thing. God, thank you. Thank you for this. Then Jesus gave the little lunch back to his friends. And now, did Jesus really have to do this? He's mirroring, or he's trying to show us what we should be doing, because he is God himself. But he still says, God the Father, thank you for providing this. So even Jesus, who did it, it's an example that we should do it as well. Give thanks in everything. As Jesus' friends started to hand out the food, do you know what? It was the strangest thing. No matter how much they broke off, there was always more, and more, and more. Enough for 5,000. Everyone ate as much as they wanted. Second helpings, third helpings, even fourths, until they were full. And still there were leftovers. When Jesus did many miracles like this, things people thought couldn't happen, that weren't natural. But it was the most natural thing in the world. It's what God had been doing from the beginning, of course, taking the nothing and making it everything, taking the emptiness and filling it up, taking the darkness and making it light. And I love that, because that is what he is doing in us. That is what he did when we were saved, the day we were saved, and it's what he's continually doing every day in our sanctification, until we go home, until we see him. He's taking darkness out of our hearts, taking us out of, again, emptiness, and filling us with himself, filling us with light, which is a miracle. And it's amazing, because that's what he's been doing from the beginning. God is a God who restores, who makes something or everything out of nothing, or a little bit, like we see here. So this is just pointing us to this, the power of Jesus and what he can do. He did here, but what he does and has done through the gospel. Okay, that he has forgiven us of sins, which is something impossible in and of ourselves. We couldn't do it, but he did it. Something that was impossible, he did it. We were so far away from God, so sinful, so deprived, but he himself took it upon himself to bring us from darkness to light. I love it. Okay, so here is the picture of everybody with a lot of loaves of bread. I don't see oh, there you go. There are the fishes. The fish. Over there. It actually looks kind of yummy. It's a good food idea. Guys, today we're going to read the story of the feeding of the 5,000, and we're going to have bread and fish for lunch, or fish sandwich. Is it kind of blurry? Sorry. All right, guys, short and sweet. I don't know how much more stories we have, but hopefully we'll be done soon with this. It's been amazing to go through this book. And I let you guys know, was it this week? That we were going to be starting the Gospel-Centered Life. That book has been amazing. And if you want to start it along with me, I'm guessing maybe in the next 2 weeks we'll be done with this book right here, and we'll start that one. And there'll be a link below to where you guys can purchase that one, and also this one if you guys are interested, okay? All right, guys, I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video, Lord willing. Bye. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. It really does mean the world to me that you guys take the time to watch these videos. I really appreciate it, so thank you very much. I have a few messages to share with you guys. They are not long at all, I promise. So number one, I accept prayer requests. Me and my family have a list that we pray for every single day. So if you want us to add you and your prayer requests to our list, just go ahead and message me. Either leave a comment below or contact me through any of the social media platforms that I have, and we will go ahead and add you to our prayer list. Number two, if you are on Instagram, you should totally be following me. Why? Because I post a lot more content there than I do here, obviously, on YouTube. I post pictures of my kids, recipes, and such. So if you're on there, go ahead and follow me. And number three, if you are not already part of this family, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You can hit the subscription button below and the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. We have so much fun here in this channel. I share with you guys recipes, I do Bible studies, I do makeup reviews, I do vlogs, I do videos with my kids. So if you want to go ahead and join our family, like I said, go ahead and subscribe. All right, guys, that's about it. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.